Hey, I'm Jay from the blog site jayscustomcreations.com, and today I want to show you what happens when you forget that there can be a real cost of buying cheap. Now, recently I had the need for a bunch of hardwood plywood for a shop storage project, and my local supplier down the road had some affordable Chinese plywood in stock. Now, because I was just making utility cabinets for my garage shop, I figured I could skimp out on some of the materials and save a few dollars. Now, little did I know that actually ended up costing me a lot more in the long run. I purchased some of the cheap Chinese plywood and made a video showing how I brought it all home in my mid-size pickup, unloaded it all by myself, and started cutting the parts. Then I realized what an absolute disaster this plywood actually was. Let me show you firsthand the disappointment of how that workday ended. Well, I've had a total bummer of a day. I bought 10 sheets of Luan plywood that I've previously had good results with, but apparently this batch is pretty much trash. Once I started cutting it all, I realized that holy cow, there's way too many voids in the plywood, and it literally just pulls right apart. There's no structural quality to this plywood, and yeah, I just wasted about 4 hours here in the shop cutting up junk, and I've got 6 more full sheets of plywood to go through. So I don't know. I am waiting on a non-rainy day now to go get this taken care of with where I bought it from. But just a total bummer. Got a bunch of material that I can't use, and a bunch of material that I've already cut that I can't use, just to save a couple dollars in the long run. So just one of those days. Gotta start over. I guess I'm kind of glad that day happened the way that it did, because it's an absolutely great reminder of the potential hidden costs of what buying cheap can actually be. All that wasted time and effort and the heartache that comes along with it, it's just not worth it. And I'm also glad that I have the platform that I do with my blog to remind people that it's literally worth the extra mile and a little bit of money to buy quality when it comes to things like hardwood plywood. I've always hated working with cheap Chinese plywood, but you know what? I'm human. And sometimes the cheap upfront price ends up influencing my decision. Now, fortunately, due to that unfortunate situation, it's the last piece of cheap Chinese plywood I'm going to buy. And also, did you guys see the 60 Minutes investigation on these Chinese factories that are putting higher levels of formaldehyde in their flooring sold by lumber liquidators and mislabeling them on purpose? That is some scary stuff if you really think about it. So when it comes to hardwood plywood, buy PureBond. The quality is made right here in the USA. It's formaldehyde-free, and you can find it exclusively at the Home Depot.